In this video, I'm going to give an honest review of Nova. And the second part is I'm going to talk about how to set yourself up for success in teaching English in Japan or elsewhere. Okay, quick and dirty. 3 reasons why you should not consider teaching with Nova. Number 1, rankings. If you look at the rankings, and if you look at like Glassdoor.com or Indeed or any place where employees of Nova are talking about their experience, they're getting very poor reviews. So they're usually getting like, out of 5 stars, they're getting like 3 stars. And they're getting a lot of employees talking about low morale, low salary, overtime, being treated like a slave. Nova is one of the more lower ranked schools. Okay, second thing, methods. So even interviewed with them. I found they don't really have proper scientifically based methods for teaching English. And I can say this, I have 2 master's degrees. One of my master's is in applied linguistics with an emphasis of teaching English as a second language. And so typically when you're talking about methodology, you're talking about various ways of assessing student capability, anywhere from like a scale of A1 to C2, where you would kind of place your student in terms of their proficiency and then create a plan for them. They're not using that system, or even the American system. The American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Language has a system all the way from novice all the way to superior and distinguished. So whether it's A1 to C2 or whether it's the ACTFL system for assessment, it was clear to me that they have their own kind of weird system they use, but they're not using proper scientifically based and accepted methods for teaching English. They've got their own methods. They're having bachelor level people kind of just make stuff up, but they're not really using methods that are accepted in the United Kingdom or the United States, or methods that are approved for language teaching. The third thing is salary. Regardless of, you could have 20 years of teaching experience. In my case, I've taught at university for 5 years, 2 master's degrees. It doesn't matter. They're going to pay you the absolute minimum wage. Okay, they're going to pay you like minimum wage, like 1,500 yen per lesson or something like that. It's very atypical that a company would just pay every single person the exact same wage coming in. That shows that all of their positions overwhelmingly are entry level, and really they don't even care about quality. They're really just looking at butts in seats. Put a butt in a seat, put a body in a seat. Not giving their students a high quality product. They're really just rounding up any random native speaker and putting a butt in a seat, paying that person minimum wage. And that's why Nova tends to have a very high turnover rate. They can't retain people for very long. Anyone who gets a better job offer is going to jump ship and go to an actual legitimate school. Okay, the second part of the video I want to talk about is, if you're a serious English teacher, what do you do? Okay, if you don't just want to be, a butt in a seat, here's what you can do. You can get a master's in TESOL, a master's in teaching English as a second language, or a master's in education with an emphasis on teaching English. And, you can actually teach, at that point, you can teach at the university level. So if you actually want a serious job in Japan at a university level, getting paid a proper salary, that's what you can do to set yourself up for success. The other option would be something like italki, where you can teach online. You can set your own salary, and you can make your own packages. So if you want to teach business English, or you want to teach conversational English, or whatever, you can make your own lesson plans. And if you have an actual degree in teaching English, you know how to make your own materials. What are the scientifically based way of teaching. Again, so to paraphrase, Nova is pretty much the worst of the worst. If you want a low morale position where you're not valued, where you're not getting paid a proper salary, the good news is if you're entry level and if you don't have a bachelor's degree, and you really want to live in Japan and you don't care about working at a mediocre company, then Nova's probably for you. But if you're an actual serious teacher with a lot of gravitas and education and experience, it's really not for you. You're really setting yourself up for failure. And I really think what's going to happen is, over the years, italki, as it continues to grow exponentially, is going to just take all the students from Nova, because on italki you can actually have a legit teacher with a proper degree, with proper experience, with proper teaching methods, and you can do that via Skype or Zoom from anywhere in the world. And I really think that's the way of the future for most of these low-level companies like Nova will probably end up going out of business. And the only teaching left will be people teaching on italki or people who are actually qualified to teach at university. I hope you found this video useful. Please give me a like and a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.